I'm Mamie Kinzig, a supervisor in the CBP Office of Professional Responsibility. On behalf of the CBP Hiring Office, I'd like each of you to take a moment to review this video for vital information regarding your background investigation. At each phase of the hiring process, whether it's your initial interview, polygraph examination, or background investigation, it's extremely important that you be completely truthful in answering every question listed on the SF-86. You'll be given an opportunity during your polygraph examination to explain the answers you provide, but the key point is to be honest at each step along the way.
What you're about to see in this video is 4 people from different walks of life that had one thing in common. They had the same nervousness and apprehension going into their polygraph. You'll also see that they all went into their polygraph and everything worked out for them.
As a pilot, I know a lot of my contemporaries and colleagues were trying to get into this job. I thought I would share a little bit about what my experience with the polygraph was.
During the exam, the examiner will utilize 3 main components. The first are rubber corrugated tubes to be placed around the applicant's upper chest and lower abdomen area. The purpose is to monitor and record any upper body movements. Secondly, there are stainless steel finger plates or gel pads that will be placed on the applicant's fingers in order to record any changes in their sweat gland activity. And then the last component would be a standard blood pressure cuff, which is placed on the applicant's arm.
I went in not knowing anything about it other than talking to my recruiter. He told me you just gotta be truthful, you know.
The polygrapher was very clear at the beginning. If I had any questions or if I didn't understand, that he would rephrase it for a better understanding for me.
The majority of time is spent actually reviewing the protocols and the process, explaining everything in detail to the applicant. Very little time is actually spent collecting the data, but again, that depends upon the applicant's level of cooperation and their ability to follow the instructions.
I feel like my examiner was very fair. She made me feel comfortable. She had a conversation with me until I felt good, you know, to proceed with the polygraph.
I did have ample opportunity to ask questions. The polygrapher that I had made sure that I understood that we were working together as a team to accomplish the mission of passing the polygraph exam.
The applicant will find that this polygraph process is a team effort, a collaborative effort between them and the polygraph examiner.
Patrol agents need to be self-motivated, independent. They have to be very comfortable with being on their own, dealing with rapidly evolving and potentially dangerous situations.
Let's go! Well, I think you need to be a role model. You need to show your more junior members what it means to be a good Border Patrol agent.
It is prideful to know that you're out there protecting the rest of the United States.
Before the Border Patrol, I actually worked in mental health for over 10 years, probably close to 20. It was a great career, but it was very sedentary. So when I heard about the Border Patrol and the idea of just being outside and being able to take a more active role in stopping things like drug trafficking or human trafficking, it really seemed like something that I would be good at and something I would enjoy. It's very fulfilling for me.
I'd say at this point, I've been in for 13 years. I've kind of moved into more of a leadership role. I'm a team lead for our sensor program. So we have about 5 guys working out of our office. We're very tight knit. Nice try today, Melissa. You'll get it down one of these days. We work well together. It's a really good work environment.
I am glad I came to Border Patrol. My grandfather was law enforcement, my uncle was law enforcement, my father is a firefighter. So first responders, things like that run in my family, and I just eventually found that that's where I was meant to be as well.
We need people to join that know what they're getting themselves into and that stick around so they can continue to use the experience that they gain in this job. There's just a lot of opportunity to do different things. You have a lot of freedom here that you're not going to get at other agencies.
With being a smaller station, you kind of know everyone, so that's nice. You have people from different shifts that'll help you out if need be.
Each station is different. Each area is slightly different. Each area has so many different details, our ATV units, our prosecutions, our intel.
When we're fully operational, we have the Flex team, which is our mountain team.
We have a rapid response team. We've had hiking teams in the past.
There's so many different places that need someone that's willing and able to step in and fill. There's always a need for more people. So absolutely go for it with all you've got.
There are men and women out there on the street right now in the desert on patrol as United States Border Patrol agents who need you as backup. I need you to graduate from this academy, but it will not be a cakewalk, and we will not give it to you.
Are you motivated? Yes, sir! Are you inspired? Yes, sir! Are you dedicated? Yes, sir!
My name is Dan Harris, Jr., and I am the Chief Patrol Agent of the U.S. Border Patrol Academy in Artesia, New Mexico. So when you arrive here at the Border Patrol Academy, we're going to be tough on you. It is not going to be an easy task to get through this academy.
Yes, sir! That means you, Raymundo! Yes, sir!
We expect you to come in good physical condition. We are going to test your limits there because when you go out to the field, you are going to face some of the greatest challenges you may have ever faced in your life.
I'm requesting EMS. Head back up.
For the U.S. Border Patrol, our history and our culture is extremely important to us. You earn the badge I'm wearing on my uniform, our shoulder patch that's been on our left shoulder since 1924. It's not just handed to you, it's something that you earn and that you're proud to wear when you walk out the doors at the end of this academy. We blur the lines between training and reality in a safe training environment. And so our goal is to prepare you that when the day you graduate, you're ready to go to the field, you're ready to address any challenge that your mission may bring before you. And so what we want you to do when you graduate this Border Patrol Academy is we want you to get it right in the field. In the past, there's an adage in law enforcement that forget everything you learned at your academy, you'll learn it in the field, you'll learn it on the street, you'll learn it when you get out there. Those days are over for the United States Border Patrol.
Center mass of whatever they present. So if he's peeking around, if he's got a gun and
So we've designed the United States Border Patrol Academy based upon actual events that have happened in the field. We make our training as realistic as possible. So what we've done over the last few years here at the Academy is we've transitioned from an instructor, classroom-centric based training program to a student-centric, performance-based program. The U.S. Border Patrol Academy is 6 months in length, and during that time you will become proficient in Border Patrol operations, immigration law, United States Code criminal law, the use of our firearms. You'll become proficient in driving our vehicles, off-road vehicles, pursuit vehicles, the Spanish language, use of force, our policies and procedures, our tactics, our techniques. We provide you every tool you need to protect yourself and to protect the people of this great country. When you graduate from the Border Patrol Academy, you are better trained and better equipped than any of us ever thought we ever would be. We are looking for honest, hardworking, and dedicated men and women. We need you. There are men and women out there who need you as their backup. So when the men and women graduate from here, they are fired up and ready to go, ready to protect America and serve as top-notch professional law enforcement officers.
Working at CBP isn't like any other job. Our hiring process has several steps, but each one is necessary to make sure we're hiring people who are qualified and capable of doing this work. So if you're interested in CBP, here's what you need to know to complete our hiring process successfully for Border Patrol agent positions. Let's go step by step. First, you apply. You can find open positions through our website or usagov. You'll answer questions regarding your experience and readiness for the position, and submit your resume, transcripts, and documents to verify your age and whether you're a veteran. After submitting your application, you'll be asked to complete a self-assessment called Candidate Experience Record that tells us about your prior work experience and education. Then we'll take an entrance exam to test your logical reasoning and in-person ability. Both are important measures of whether you'll perform well at CBP. Then we'll review your results, your resume, and the other documents you submitted. Your resume is important, so be sure it's well written. It should help us understand your prior experience and education and why you're qualified and motivated to join CBP. If everything looks good, congratulations, you'll have a conditional offer. The next steps are important, and you can help your application move quickly by preparing for them and completing them on time. After you receive your conditional offer, we'll send you an email with instructions to fill out an e-KIP. e-KIP is the federal government's digital portal used to conduct background investigations. It asks for a lot of information, and it's essential that you fill it out completely and truthfully. Failing to provide all required information the first time can significantly lengthen your hiring process. You'll also receive an email from us to initiate your medical exam. The medical exam includes a medical history review, physician exam, and a vision and hearing test. Jobs at CBP are demanding, and we need to make sure you're medically and physically capable of performing your job safely. You will be responsible for scheduling your tests and submitting your medical documentation, so make sure you submit all the documentation requested. And be aware that CBP medical staff may call or email to request follow-up information. Last but not least, we'll email you instructions for your physical fitness test. If you're concerned about passing, the physical fitness test is something you can train for before you even apply. The earlier you get started, the better. See our website for more information and suggested training plan. Then come your interviews. The structured interview consists of a 3-person panel. The last question is designed to measure your decision-making, emotional maturity, interpersonal skills, and more. So you can understand that you have the competency to be a successful member of our team. The pre-screening interview is designed to measure your likelihood of passing the background investigation. CBP requires every employee to be of good conduct and good character. That means all selected applicants need to go through the next 3 steps. The polygraph helps us verify applicants have no compromising personal issues or past behavior that would reflect poorly on their ability to be a responsible, reliable member of our team. For the background investigation, an investigator will verify the information you provided on your e-KIP. It's a rigorous job. We're here to help and to make sure that once you're hired, you're ready to go beyond. If you're interested in applying, join our talent network to learn more, or head to cbp.gov/careers/apply now to start your application.
In the twilight hours when most of the country is sleeping, we're out there, guarding our borders, protecting the homeland. Mounted watchmen have stood sentry along our border with Mexico for over 100 years. In 1924, under authority of the new Immigration Acts, the Border Patrol was established with an initial 450 officers. Early agents were recruited from the ranks of Texas Rangers and local sheriffs and deputies. The force more than doubled during World War II. In the wake of terrorist attacks on American soil, securing the nation's borders became paramount. The Department of Homeland Security emerged as a response to these attacks and the need to create a unified force to protect our homeland. The Border Patrol naturally became a part of this new mission, along with other agencies that shared responsibility for our nation's borders. United as Customs and Border Protection, we have become the most effective border security force in the world. Employing the same techniques and technology used to detect illegal immigrants and drug traffickers, the Border Patrol now also aids in protecting the homeland from terrorists and their weapons. Border Patrol agents are the guardians of our borders, protecting against criminals and all who would enter our country illegally, stopping the flow of illegal drugs and contraband, and enforcing all laws of the United States at our borders. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we protect our freedom and our way of life. Highly trained and well-equipped with state-of-the-art technology, we vigilantly scan the horizon for signs of trouble, scouring the brush, reading the tracks, intent on keeping America safe.
Foxtrot 1562, I have a sign at 3 traveling north.
It takes a certain kind of person to do the job. Someone who is dedicated and independent. Someone who loves the outdoors and is physically fit, manning checkpoints, inspecting freight trains, processing detainees, conducting coordinated tactical maneuvers, overseeing operations from a central command station, patrolling on foot, securing and protecting our borders.
There's a break in the fence.
Control, 4 northbound. Scan to the north side, please. Go ahead and give me a quarter left.
Border Patrol is the first response to those in distress, saving lives when attempts to cross the rugged terrain end in peril. As a mobile law enforcement arm of the Department of Homeland Security, it is the job of the Border Patrol to prevent terrorists and terrorist weapons and all those who seek to do us harm from entering the United States. There is no job more vital to the protection of the citizens of this country. takes a certain kind of person to do the job. Someone who is dedicated and independent. Someone who loves the outdoors and is physically fit, manning checkpoints, inspecting freight trains, processing detainees, conducting coordinated tactical maneuvers, overseeing operations from a central command station. In the twilight hours when most of the country's sleeping, we're out there, guarding our borders, protecting the homeland. Mounted watchmen have stood sentry along our border with Mexico for over 100 years. In 1924, under authority of the new Immigration Acts, the Border Patrol was established with an initial 450 officers. Early agents were recruited from the ranks of Texas Rangers and local sheriffs and deputies. The force more than doubled during World War II. In the wake of terrorist attacks on American soil, securing the nation's borders became paramount. The Department of Homeland Security emerged as a response to these attacks and the need to create a unified force to protect our homeland. The Border Patrol naturally became a part of this new mission, along with other agencies that shared responsibility for our nation's borders. United as Customs and Border Protection, we have become the most effective border security force in the world. Employing the same techniques and technology used to detect illegal immigrants and drug traffickers, the Border Patrol now also aids in protecting the homeland from terrorists and their weapons. Border Patrol agents are the guardians of our borders, protecting against criminals and all who would enter our country illegally, stopping the flow of illegal drugs and contraband, and enforcing all laws of the United States at our borders. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we protect our freedom and our way of life. Highly trained and well-equipped with state-of-the-art technology.
Of just that. So just imagine there's a wall on our southern border, right? And the migrants are on the Mexican side, and they cannot get through to the American side. And it was not until our man down on the border, Bill Melugin, tweeted this out yesterday, that we saw that we now know how some of the migrants are getting in, even though the walls are working. Look at this.
Yeah, the walls work and the gates work if the locks stay on them. But look at this video. So the Fox News was down there, and we witnessed the National Guard locking this gate at the border on private property at a major crossing area in Eagle Pass to deny the illegals to come into or further into the U.S. Then Fox News witnesses the Border Patrol agents come along with a key. They open the gate to illegals that are standing outside of the gate and allowed them to go through for processing, all with the Texas National Guard just standing there watching.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Greg Abbott not very happy about this, writing the following in response: unbelievable. While Texas secures the border, the federal government is enabling illegal immigration. Biden's open border policies cause this crisis. The federal government must do its job and fix. So to review, literally the Biden administration has been telling us for 2 years now that the border is closed. Yet we now have literal video evidence of them opening the border that the Texas authorities had closed.
Well, and what's interesting is this is not public land. Those National Guardsmen and the Border Patrol people are on U.S. soil, but it's owned by private property owners. And so essentially what they're doing is those guys, okay, so this is being taken from the United States side. As you see, that member of Joe Biden's Border Patrol unlocked the gate. Bill Melugin says that closing the gate and keeping people out is nothing new for the most part. The gate has been open in the past, and Bill was back there in May. But what is new today is the fact that the Texas National Guard, at the direction of the governor down there, Mr. Abbott, they locked it up. Obviously, the property owner said, you know, let's lock it up, so they did. What happens? The Border Patrol comes in with the keys and unlocks it.
As Customs and Border Protection, we have become the most effective border security force in the world. Employing the same techniques and technology used to detect illegal immigrants and drug traffickers, the Border Patrol now also aids in protecting the homeland from terrorists and their weapons. Border Patrol agents are the guardians of our borders, protecting against criminals and all who would enter our country illegally, stopping the flow of illegal drugs and contraband, and enforcing all laws of the United States at our borders. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we protect our freedom and our way of life. Highly trained and well-equipped with state-of-the-art technology, we vigilantly scan the horizon for signs of trouble, scouring the brush, reading the tracks, intent on keeping America safe.
When you graduate from the Border Patrol Academy, you are better trained and better equipped than any of us ever thought we ever would be. We are looking for honest, hardworking, and dedicated men and women. We need you. There are men and women out there who need you as their backup. So when the men and women graduate from here, they are fired up and ready to go, ready to protect America and serve as top-notch professional law enforcement officers.